In life, we often spend much of our time trying to understand others, instead of trying to understand ourselves through them first. Mad River Theatre's Mourning After the Night Before takes us to a place where we simply don't venture out to enough, particularly where parenthood is concerned. In it, we see that sorrow has befallen our characters in different ways, characterized by playwright Chloe Whitehorn's aquacentric poetry. Its overuse in places, though, results in awkward pacing, and ironically, tonal dissonance when paired with regular conversation. But it nevertheless enhances the emotional imagery associated with haunting mysteries. The piece does experience a slow start, with stilted dialogue unsupported by the actors' performances and inconsistent personalities of the teen characters, especially Jack Morton's Everett, as it's unclear whether he's lost in lust or knows all the answers, although teenagers have always been admittedly difficult to concretely portray in writing. Over time, however, both the narrative and performances reach a crescendo once everyone is confronted with introspections and realities many of us would usually avoid. Narrative surrounding mental health normally place adolescence in the forefront, but this one focuses primarily on parental figures and how they rationalize not just familiar tragedies, but also their own responses to them. Dave Martin's Drew, L'Oreal Medinsky's Fenwick, and Mary Wall's Lucy excel in this regard. Even if he occasionally finds congenial solace in Fenwick, who is also unsure as to how to cope with her own losses, Drew ultimately doesn't surrender his honest devotion to his wife Lucy, as she struggles to make sense of her identity in the aftermath. As humorously relatable and bluntly insightful as Fenwick is, there are things that she too needs to hear. Everett's budding wisdom opens her heart to change, trust, and the ability to accept her feelings about these two notions in a life after loss. When we recollect memories in relation to a beloved person, whether positive, negative, or even both, we decide how they will impact our way of thinking as we age. For me, Drew and Everett in the second half of the play embody the concept of becoming susceptible to learning and appreciating what difficult experiences can do for us in terms of shaping our character. This idea is further reinforced by isolated interactions with internal and external environments among the cast, though it is especially evident in the poignant duality shared by Lucy and Brianna Richer's Pipa. Director Heather Keith may want to consider the performer's diction and cadence when delivering their lines. Actors like Wall and Martin have exceptional voices for the screen, but they will need to project and enunciate for the stage to avoid instances of mumbling despite the smaller space. Additionally, if Whitehorn workshops a dialogue so that each character's voice sounds more unique, the script will instantly bear even more resonance in its pursuit of hyperrealism. Kat Rasuni's music isn't really noticeable, and Brandon Gonsalves' lighting design should be utilized more. Because it is quiet, drama-heavy, and lacks action, I'm not sure if the particular dynamism of theater is the best medium for this production. Dare I say that I'd be interested to see the script get adapted into a feature-length film someday, which can bring more benefit to the visuals, sound, and intimate atmospheric moments. However, there is potential in what we've got. With improvements, I'm nevertheless confident that Mourning After the Night Before will help future audiences tread unsettling waters.